Now, 3 Indian sailors were killed in an American strike. The U.S. military admitted to hitting the boat off the coast of Oman. The attack took place on 9th of June. New Delhi strongly condemned the attack. The U.S. chargé d'affaires was summoned twice. Now, the Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar, after speaking to his American counterpart, said, and I'm quoting, India's strong protest at the attacks by the U.S. Navy in the Gulf that killed 3 Indian mariners. Such lethal actions against commercial shipping are not justified. But U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio refused to admit the killing of the Indian nationals, let alone showing any remorse. Instead, his statement carried a warning. The statement from Rubio's office said, and I'm quoting right here, the 2 officials discussed recent events in the Strait of Hormuz. The secretary stressed that all commercial vessels should immediately comply with orders from U.S. forces as they seek to uphold peace and security in the strait. Now, he underscored that violations of the U.S. blockade and the illicit transport of Iranian oil will not be tolerated. Now, clearly, Washington and New Delhi are not on the same page. While the U.S. State Department readout of the Rubio-Jaishankar call focused on the need for commercial vessels to comply with American orders, Jaishankar stressed on the unjustified lethal actions against commercial vessels. Now, separately, U.S. President Donald Trump has accused Iran of drone attacks against Indian ships transiting the Strait of Hormuz. However, Trump did not specify which vessels were attacked. Now, there is fury in India. The families of the sailors who were killed are seeking justice. At least 3 commercial ships with Indian crew members have been attacked by U.S. forces in West Asia region since 8th of June. The MT Sedbelo was transiting the Sea of Oman, laden with Iranian oil, when a U.S. aircraft fired precision munitions into its engine room, causing a fire, sending smoke billowing into the air and sparking a large rescue operation. The 3 men were found dead following the attack on the Palau-flagged vessel. The U.S. military says that the attack came after the crew repeatedly failed to comply with instructions from American forces enforcing the blockade. Now, Tehran, reacting to the death of the Indian sailors, called the incident armed robbery and state piracy. Clearly, after tariffs, this issue has now emerged as a big point of friction between India and the U.S. And the timing is particularly delicate. Coming days before Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to meet U.S. President Donald Trump on the sidelines of the G7 summit in France next week. The White House announced that the 2 leaders would be holding a bilateral meeting. Some tough questions are likely to be raised.